Wow.
I've always been a sucker for The Boys, mostly because I'm tired of intellectually bankrupt companies making lifeless comic book movies over and over again, grossing $500 million. So after stumbling upon the first season of The Boys, I've always been interested by the idea of a realistic approach to the superhero genre. Because you know what, if we had superheroes, they'd probably be dicks and have superiority complexes. The Boys is just the perfect combination of witty, smart, edgy, action-packed, hilarious, and downright dark comedy. The edgy humor mostly lands. You never get that feeling that they're doing it just to tell you how cool the show is, but comes with real purpose. So with the new season ending, I thought it was time to finally put a video up on The Boys. So how was the latest season? Highs were highs, lows were present, but not enough to ruin my enjoyment. Spoilers ahead.
F5 Freddy told me everybody's fly. DJ spinning, I said my mind.
The first thing that always came to my mind about this show was the casting. The casting since the first season has been perfect. If we were talking about the main cast, Anthony Starr as Homelander is a Hugh Jackman Wolverine type casting decision. Just a match made in heaven. Specifically in this season, Homelander has to become even more unhinged. Hitchcock always talked about adding a bomb under the table, most prevalent in Rope, which I just made a video on. Homelander may be the ultimate bomb. We've seen what these suits are capable of. We know he could single-handedly massacre the entire planet, so that definitely helps making us a little fearful. He's been given a lot to work with, but you get to see him on his own a lot, and he portrays the powerful, fragile leader with a lot of nuance. His character always gets better, and I know I probably sound like a broken record when I say this, but he's even more unhinged this season. But he is. Specifically, one of the last scenes in the finale was simple yet so terrifying. He also gives us the most gift material from this show, so I'll always have to give him props. I have a weird complaint though. His character is unkillable. If he dies, I don't want another season after that. He's such a good character, and without him the show can't really exist. There were moments in the big climax of the season where I'm just like, oh my god, they might actually do it. But in the back of my mind, I just know they can't. So there was always some writing on the wall with this season of who was expendable and who wasn't, and that's not really a downfall. Just know the limits and end the show in a season or two. Butcher will always be one of the fan favorites. He seems a little too mean this season, if that makes sense. Another perfect casting choice, by the way. I absolutely love this conflict between him and MM when it comes to Soldier Boy. Presenting Soldier Boy as potentially the only way to stop Homelander is brilliant writing on a few levels. That's an honest conflict. MM's family was murdered by Soldier Boy, but on the other hand, can you let go of your old feelings to put down a dictator? I think giving Butcher powers this season unlocked more of who he was. Kind of when people say you're more of yourself when you're drunk, it just comes out. Him murdering Gunpowder in cold blood for the fun of it was a scary look into his character. His relationship with Huey this season was a net positive, and him ending with only a yearish to live I think is fitting. But I'm scared they're gonna find a way to extend his life. I don't think the show could survive a season without him. I also love MM this season, maybe my favorite breakout performance this season. He has a lot to deal with this season with Soldier Boy being back alive, his daughter being around a Nazi sympathizer. Yes, I think that's a fair title. And they really put him through hell during Herogasm. Soldier Boy is obviously the big addition of the season. Jensen Ackles has such a great cadence and delivery complemented with great writing. I love how he just doesn't really care and wants to kill the people who froze him. I love the added twist of him being Homelander's dad. Gives us a great cliffhanger into the finale. He adds so much to the comedy this season with all these great quips.
Lay off the weed, huh?
And you might want to gargle my ball sack.
I love giving him PTSD to make him a bit of a wild card, and the powers he possesses is really the only thing that can match Homelander. He's a walking nuke, what's not to like? All the members of Payback are pretty hilarious too, especially since they're way out of their prime. Kinda wish they just killed him and let it be. I don't think they'll bring him back, but I don't like the option being available. I like the little tug and pull with Starlight and Huey, even though it does feel like a typical relationship at times. There is genuine conflict when Huey believes he needs powers to save people and truly protect Starlight. He will forever kind of be just the lens we watch the other characters through, but Huey's still a good character this season. Frenchie and Kamiko are occupied with little Nina, which is another great character they added this season. I love the arc Kamiko goes through when her powers are wiped, but she wants them back for all the right reasons. Frenchie gets some development that I didn't think was too needed, but I still enjoyed the little Nina moments. Let's get into the things I'm kind of annoyed at. Noir and A-Train were satisfying characters this season. Noir specifically was set up as one of the main characters this season, as we got his backstory with Payback and Soldier Boy. We're also given these scenes where he's all by himself talking to cartoons, which I loved. To me, they were setting up Noir facing off with Soldier Boy, or at least having a conversation with him. They never even meet. And I'll admit, I still love this scene between him and Homelander where he finishes off Noir. It just kinda sucks that they used the entire character of Noir as a way to show Homelander is unhinged once again. I get why they did this too, so Homelander can convince Soldier Boy that they should be together on top, but this didn't have to come at the expense of Noir. It has been set up a few times that if A-Train ever ran again, he'd probably die. Now I didn't take this as gospel, but the scene where he kills Blue Hawk, who obviously represents law enforcement, was such a perfect scene, and would have been a perfect note to just end him on. The way the sound design during this was utilized is trying to give us the vibe that he was dead, obviously. So he's dead, right? It would be a perfect sacrifice for A-Train and added to his arc if he died getting rid of a hero that is terrorizing his people. Every episode this season is him trying to become a better person and going back to his roots. Then they keep him alive, give him Blue Hawk's heart so he can run again. The only other scene we have of importance with A-Train after this is when his brother disowns him, never wanting to see him again. I hope they have something for him in the next season because this kind of felt empty and disappointing. I have mixed feelings about Maeve. I love where her character goes. I love the fight between her and Homelander at the end, and it's a lot of raw emotion. You can tell this is her not caring if she dies fighting Homelander, but maybe she should have just died fighting Homelander. Would have been more fitting. I love her doing the humble sacrifice, you know, if it was a sacrifice. It's not the most offensive thing in the world giving her a happy ending with Ashley, deleting the evidence of her life, but it feels like there was a better way of handling this. Quick thoughts. I love the world building this season, and sure it gets a little on the nose, but it's political satire, you baby. Why else would you watch the show if it's not for the characters that add to the commentary being made? Don't know what some of y'all were expecting. With The Boys, Stranger Things, and Barry all wrapped up now, look forward to more movie content again because I'm all TV'd out. I'd give The Boys Season 3 a low 8 out of 10.